Thank you so much for joining me today. We are making cream cheese brownies today, and we're going to start out with a 9x13 pan. I always use parchment paper and use cooking spray because these brownies are a little gooey. And then next we're going to get 227 grams, which is 1 cup of butter. In addition to that, we also are going to use 4 ounces of dark chocolate. I actually use Belgian chocolate just because it's that much better. And it really is better. Next, we're going to have 1 cup of flour that we're going to set aside and use later. And we're also going to measure out 2 cups of sugar. You're going to heat this up over low heat and stir it occasionally. You just don't want it to come to a boil and scorch on the bottom. So if you're one of those people that gets distracted and doesn't come back, then keep stirring. Otherwise, you can stir, fiddle around and stir. It takes a while. Once everything is finally melted, what you're going to do is add in that sugar and stir it up. And after you have it stirred up, you're going to want to let it cool just slightly. I mean, when I say slightly, I just mean like let it sit for a minute or two. By the time you're done stirring it all up, it's cooled down already. You just don't want, when you add the eggs, for them to scramble. You add just 1 egg at a time, stir it in, mix it all up. It doesn't have to be exact. Add the next egg and the next egg. There's 3 eggs total. If you like a fudgier brownie, these are pretty fudgy, but if you like really, really fudgy brownies, add another egg. If you like a more cake brownie, take an egg away. So just do 2 eggs if you like it more cakey. If you like it more fudgy, you can add 4. But the egg does tend to be stubborn, so it does take a little extra stirring to get it all mixed in, but it's well worth it. once you have that final egg mixed in, you're going to add in the vanilla, and it's going to be 1 teaspoon. And I know I mentioned this before, but you know, what can I say, I'm a broken record. Use real vanilla. The fake stuff just isn't worth it. It doesn't taste the same, and you can find good bargains on real vanilla if you look around. In addition to the vanilla, you're going to add in the 1 cup of flour and mix, mix, mix. I would say that this is my arm workout for the day, but honestly it's really not that hard of work. One thing I forgot to mention, and I did this off camera, is you also add a teaspoon of salt, and I always just add it to the sugar so you couldn't see it when I was dumping it into the pan. So once you have it all mixed together, you're going to put it into your greased 9x13 pan. Pop that bad boy into the oven. It's a 350-degree oven, and it's going to go for around 22 minutes. This is one of those things where your oven is going to be a little bit different from mine, so experiment with it and see what works. And in case you're wondering, trying to hit the little timer button with the gloves, never successful. That's why I always struggle. So while that's baking, what I do is I go ahead and get the cream cheese mix ready. 16 ounces or 1 pound of cream cheese. And to that you're going to add 1 cup of sugar. And then mix it up a little bit until it's decently mixed. So you don't have to worry about overbeating it. I mean, you still don't want to beat the heck out of it, but just so long as it gets mixed. And then I always scrape it down because with cream cheese, on top of your brownies, and nobody wants that. Scrape everything down. Put the mixer onto a low speed and add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And in addition to that, you're going to add 2 eggs. And if you want to know the fancy dancy way to crack an egg one-handed, there is conveniently a video link in the upper right hand corner you can click on and learn how to do it one-handed. And that way, you know, your hand's all messy. And you look cool. Alright, so after you've added your eggs, you're going to go ahead and mix it up a little bit more. your brownies have finished that initial bake, you're gonna pull them out of the oven. They aren't fully baked, but they have a nice crust on the top, and they do smell delicious. You're gonna go ahead and add that cream cheese mixture on top. When you do this, you do want to be just a little bit careful, because if you're not, that thin crust that's developed on top of the brownies will break and will end up with kind of a mess. Though it still tastes great, so it's not a big tragedy if that happens. Then you'll put it back into the oven for an additional 25 minutes or so. Again, use discretion with your particular oven. And then after all of that, you have some delicious brownies, and your belly will be very happy.